convictions are more dangerous enemies of truth than lies. It is my ambition to say in 10 sentences what other men say in whole books, what other men do not say in whole books. Talking much about oneself may be a way of hiding oneself. To use the same words is not a sufficient guarantee of understanding. One must use the same words for the same genus of inward experience. Ultimately, one must have one's experiences in common. The vanity of others runs counter to our taste only when it runs counter to our vanity. One person seeks a midwife for his thoughts, the other, someone he can assist. Here is the origin of a good conversation. Believe me, the secret of the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment of existence is to live dangerously. One should part from life as Odysseus parted from Nausicaa, with a blessing rather than in love. God is dead, but considering the state man is in, there will perhaps be caves for ages yet in which his shadow will be shown. Great indebtedness does not make men grateful, but vengeful, and if a little charity is not forgotten, it turns into a gnawing worm. Let us not underestimate the privileges of the mediocre. As one climbs higher, life becomes even harder. The coldness increases. Responsibility increases. Hope is the worst of evils, for it prolongs the torment of man. We praise or blame as one or the other affords more opportunity for exhibiting our power of judgment. Man's maturity to have regained the seriousness that he had as a child at play. I did this, says my memory. I cannot have done this, says my pride, remaining inexorable. Eventually, my memory yields. The same passions in man and woman nonetheless differ in tempo. Hence, man and woman do not cease misunderstanding one another. Insanity is the exception in individuals. In groups, parties, peoples, and times, it is the rule. Morality is the herd instinct in the individual. There are no moral phenomena, only a moral interpretation of phenomena. Necessity is not a fact, but an interpretation. The will to overcome a passion is in the end merely the will of another or several other passions. Distrust all in whom the impulse to punish is powerful. The two great European narcotics, alcohol and Christianity. Whoever despises himself still esteems the despiser within himself. Whoever has really sacrificed anything knows that he wanted and got something in return. One must have all the virtues to sleep well. Shall I bear false witness? Shall I commit adultery? Shall I covet my neighbor's maid? All that would go ill with good sleep. Success has always been the worst of liars. The thought of suicide is a great consolation. One can get through many a bad night with it. It is a distinction to have many virtues, but a hard lot. God created woman, and indeed that was the end of boredom, but of other things too. Woman was God's second mistake. When marrying, ask yourself this question: do you believe that you will be able to converse well with this person into your old age? Everything else in marriage is transitory. Is it not better to fall into the hands of a murderer than into the dreams of a lustful woman?